Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry. This is our Music Minute, where we're taking a look at the hymns we'll be using tomorrow in worship as we are drawing close to the end of the church year. We'll start with our hymn of the day, Though the Earth Shall Change. And this is really a chant kind of a song. It's based on Psalm 46, and it can be done in a repetitive manner, and kind of gives us that chance to pray while we're singing. You could do verses of the psalm over top of this if you were going to do that. We're not going to do that. We're just going to sing the hymn and see if we can learn this new thing. Really take time to focus on when the nation's war and the empire falters, we are calmed and we are strengthened because God is in our midst and fear is not going to rule our lives. The simplicity of this refrain allows us to hold the psalm of trust in our hearts throughout life's struggles. And some of us are dealing with many of those these days. This is Though the Earth Shall Change. All right, and we're going to stay in our new hymnal supplement, All Creation Sings, for our communion hymn. And this is For Such a Time as This. We've done this several times. I think it's become a favorite. It's very easily repeatable. Jonathan Rudman, an ELCA pastor, wrote this for the 2015 ELCA Worship Jubilee in Atlanta. That's actually a conference that Philip and I attended together, and it was called To Be a Living Voice. And it was anticipating the 500th anniversary of the Reformation. It has an emphasis in it on every Christian's call or vocation. This was written right after the killing of the Emanuel 9 in 2015, so it gave urgency to a call. It adapts a verse from Esther, and the song continues to ask, into what reforming time of change are we called today? The song is written to be flexible for many situations so that you could use it as we are during communion, but it could be used in many other settings as well. For such a time as this. Might recall that if you've worshiped with us recently. Next, we'll move over to the organ for the last two. Our sending hymn is by Gracious Powers. This is such a special hymn, the text. This was written in 1944, and this was several months before Dietrich Bonhoeffer was executed. he got special permission to write a letter from his prison cell to his mother on the occasion of her 70th birthday. And he attached to that letter, which is pretty short, a 7-stanza poem. And that poem became this hymn. We are singing it to a tune that most probably recognize from yesteryear and at a wedding or two that you might have experienced. It's the O Perfect Love tune. So I will take us over to the organ now, and this is By Gracious Powers. right, that brings us to the last thing, which is our gathering hymn, Through the Night of Doubt and Sorrow. This is a Danish hymn written in 1825, so much older than some of the others we've heard tonight. It is a march-like hymn. It's with the cross at the center of leading that march. And it's looking for light through darkness, through ransom, through rejoicing, through awakening, through the tomb. And it comes from the Romantic period of music, and you might hear some of that in here. It transcends time, surely. This is a pretty bombastic arrangement of Through the Night of Doubt and Sorrow. Hopefully you can feel the march nature of that as we moved on. So thank you for joining me this evening, and we'll look forward to being together again next week. If you are joining us in person for worship tomorrow, those services will be at 8:30 and 11, and the 11 o'clock service will be live streamed on our YouTube channel. Thanks again for joining. Have a great evening.